Hello friends, I am Mr.C.N.Vaghela from Mandal, a small village in Gujarat. Today I would like to talk about what is literature. Literature, the word, is derived from a Latin word litera. It means written work. Whatever is written is called literature. But some experts say that whatever is written cannot be literature because suppose you are visiting a railway station and there is a timetable, and in the timetable there is a list of trains, their departure and arrival, their time, etc. Can you call it a literature? A railway timetable is not a literature. Still, it is literature of knowledge only. Suppose you are visiting a big bazaar or a shopping center from where you buy a refrigerator or an LCD TV or any electric gadget. A booklet is given with that electric gadget, how to maintain, how to use that particular device. Is that a literature? It is not literature. Suppose you visit a restaurant and there is a menu, there is a long list of dishes and prices. Can you call it literature? It is not literature. Still, some experts say it is literature, but it is a different type of literature. It is only literature of knowledge because we read only for information. When we read psychology, when we read politics, economics, maths, science and technology, all books about all these subjects are not literature because we read only for information only, nothing else but information. The purpose of reading all these books is nothing but to achieve knowledge. So, R.J. Rees has divided literature in two sections. One that is literature of knowledge, and another is literature, pure literature. Pure literature. First part of literature is literature of knowledge that gives us only information. But when we talk about pure literature or literature that is in true sense is when you read drama, plays, short story, then other prose and verse. That is called literature. Because true literature reflects the ideas, the thoughts, the attitudes, emotions of a writer. When we read a novel, we can feel it. When we read a drama, when we read a poetry, we feel it. So, the pure literature is that in which human feelings are mixed. It is not only information, but it is real life experience. So, literature of power or pure literature is that in which a writer or a poet communicates his feelings, his thoughts, his attitudes towards life. Suppose you read about London in an encyclopedia. There is a long description of London. It is not literature, but it is literature of knowledge or an applied literature. But when you read a poem, Westminster Bridge, written by Wordsworth, it is literature. Ramayana, Mahabharata, all these religious books are pieces of great literature. So there is a little difference between literature of knowledge or literature of power. Literature of power is a true literature, whereas literature of knowledge is not literature, but it is only information or only means of knowledge. When we read literature, we enjoy ourselves. Literature is always full of imagination, fantasy, and the language of literature is extraordinary, full of figures, full of uh, good quality of high flown language. So, friends, when we talk about true literature, at that time we have to remember Shakespeare, P.B. Shelley, Byron, Keats, all these literary figures who gave rich contribution to the English literature. Literature may be in English, Latin, Gujarati, or any other language. Literature is quite different from the literature of knowledge. When you are learning something for the purpose of information or knowledge, it is not literature. But when you are tired, when you feel loneliness, when you think that you are alone, at that time when you read literature, pure literature, I mean to say, literature of power, that empowers ourselves, that gives us pleasure, that gives us more than information. So, literature is a medium of writers' thoughts, feelings, emotions to convey to ourselves. So, I think you must have understood what is literature. The language of literature is always rich, the expression is high, the language which the writer or poet uses is an extraordinary, full of imagination and fantasy, whereas literature of knowledge means, or literature of knowledge intends to inform only, whereas pure literature or the literature of power conveys writers' feelings, emotions, attitudes, imagination, etc. Thank you.